What's up, Roller Agenda listeners and Phoenix Roller fanciers? Here to clear up a little disagreement. When I say I disagree with the recessive red thing that Sam Smitty talked about on Stone's video, it wasn't a personal attack. It was just within my experiences, and 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 people who know me, I fly. When I'm flying, I'm flying. So, but the reason why I stated that because I've been doing the research on that, just that, and it's not and quality as far as depth or frequency does have nothing to do with recessive red. And now, if you set those parameters within your strain, yeah, of course, but that's not generally speaking though. I've been flying since competition since the early '90s, '93 to be exact. But I went on several flies before the previous years. And I done seen kits with all red, mostly red, that didn't do squat. Now I done seen kits that was dominantly blue. Outworked the red ones by far, wasn't even close. So it's not a color thing about red and blue. It's how you set those parameters within your strain. That's it. So people can understand this was a generalized answer. So don't get it confused. Red does not make your birds roll more frequent or deeper. And generally speaking, it doesn't happen that way. You literally have to cultivate the red birds to have that dominant trait to be able to do that. And the same thing with the blue birds, the same exact thing. So don't get twisted because you have red birds. You think your birds will be more frequent. That's not, no. Anybody who's seen my kits over the years, good and bad, how many red birds you ever seen in my kit? You gonna maybe one or two, maybe. My kit dominantly checkers, maybe check white flights, badges, red checks, stuff like that. You've never seen too many red birds in my kit. Maybe two, three at the most. At the most. And guys who know my family, it started from a dilute, a cream. So I had reds, bronzes, dilute duns, everything. So that's not it. It's not that. Color does not dictate frequency. Don't let that fool you. What happens is people keep selecting the fastest check birds sometimes and keep putting those birds together. Keep thinking the birds will get faster, but they don't pay attention to the work rate or depth. It's come on speed. If you go speed, you're gonna get some fast birds and at a higher percentage, but how often will they roll? What's the depth gonna be like in 5 years? And the frequency. So you still gotta select those birds that are just hard workers to maintain your family to be hard workers. You gotta select them. If you don't put them in there, where do you think it's gonna come from? I'm sorry, but adding a red in a mix in a recipe not gonna make them frequent. Unless the red has that trait locked in there and built in that family, cultivates that strain like strongly, where it's dominant. That's the only way that's gonna happen. I'm telling you this from experience. They'll tell you, all my friends know. Anybody, I fly my birds mostly between 7 and 9 a.m. Well, take that back, between 6:15 and 9 a.m. If it's on one of my regular fly days, you're welcome to come see them, period. Let me know when you're coming. I just make sure it's going to be a damn fly on. I do not fly them every day, period. Especially now. I flew them today for the last day. They'll be in for the next 3 or 4 days, period. That's just how it's going to be. So they won't be flying the next few days, so don't ask, they won't be flying. The first day out might be Friday. It might be Friday. I'm not saying it is, but it might be Friday at the earliest. Maybe Thursday, because today is just Monday, so no, it ain't going to be Thursday. It's going to be Friday at the earliest. So you want to see them, a good day to come see them. Friday be their first day out. They probably be a little hot. They might be a little bit on the hot side, but Saturday or Sunday, they'd be all right. I'll fly them for you want to come see them. But you have to be here before 7. Before 7, they're going up. So I'm just saying. Now, let's get back on the subject at hand. Now, I'm going to go toward Norm. Norm's best birds wasn't his recessive reds. I'm sorry. I seen them birds fly in 90, 91, well, almost every year up until late 90s. So those weren't his best birds in his kit. Sorry, they weren't. I wouldn't see his birds. And then later it was very few recessive reds in this kit at all. Okay, now let's go to Norm. I mean Jerry. Jerry's different. Jerry had a lot of recessive red, and that was one of the driving forces behind his birds and the birds people that got the birds from him. Now, Jerry got the birds like he added some stuff to them. I think from San Diego, probably some more Jack and that type pigeons, maybe whatever it was, spangles and stuff like that. But Norm didn't have all the spangles in his birds either. And Jerry had more blacks, so Jerry cultivated his birds to be like that. He maintained them like that. So anybody who got birds from him, they followed that same line of breeding, same way. So it's understandable why them birds are like that. That's how it was set. So that's why they only works with that family. Let me ask you this question. Of all the new guys who got them birds, who follow the same breedings, how come they can't get no birds to go? I'm just saying. They can't get them to go like them, like they had them going. I've done seen Jerry fly them good, Robert Parker fly them good, Johnny Smith fly them good, Abel fly them good. Those are some people that flew them good. I mean, really flew them. So nobody get them going like that, like they have them going. Not these days, they can't. Not the same birds, same pedigrees. They ain't adding them to them, which might be the problem. Anyway, let's keep moving. So that family was set that way. Let's go to Norwood birds. Dominant in blue checker and red checker. Fast birds, extremely fast birds. Take nothing from them. And some of them have frequency. But they blue checks. How could they be frequent? But hey, guess what? Some of them roll down, but they blue checks. So he don't have to come in blue or red, or have to come in red and have to be stability because they blue. It comes in all colors. You know what I'm saying? One of the California Classic, was that Classic? Yeah, one of the California Classic winners was a white tortoiseshell, white looking tortoiseshell with bull eyes. Beat the reds and the blue checkers out. Go figure. I'm just saying. Color is not the reason why the birds do this or that. Unless that breeder, cultivator sets those parameters within that breed of that family. That's how that happens. Sam Smith said that he uses the red birds to add definition from. That's his family. Okay, I get that. I don't want you guys to get misconstrued to think that red does that in every family. That's all. In my family, it's not the red birds. Sorry, it wasn't. I just so happened to get a red bird from Jerry, which was a weapon cock, and a bulldog spaniel, which really wasn't a red, which really was an ash red pigeon. He threw, because if you look at his tail, he had ash red feathers in his tail. That wasn't red or white. It was like a red check feathers in his tail. So that's why some of his best birds were the ash. He threw ash reds on. He threw ash red on blue and red check. So I'm just saying, we start thinking about colors a lot. Now, I do color balance. Let me explain why once again. I'm gonna explain this. I might even show it, but I'm gonna explain it right. I'm gonna tell you why. I color balance just for that balance of color. Take color balance and read it backwards. Balance color. Balance color. I don't want all red checkers. I don't want all blue checkers. I don't want all reds. I want a balance of each. But I want each color or marking or modifier to have the equal chance of performance to the highest degree as every other color. That's it. That's why I do it. So when I get grizzlies on my grizzlies to roll just hard as checkers, my checkers roll just as frequent as any white bird roll just as fast as any checker bird or red check bird be just as frequent as any red bird or spangle. Boom. Equal. I need all of them to be just about equal towards everything. I need everybody to be on an equal playing field. Period. Only thing that's going to change is color, a feather color, and maybe strength and pliability. But I noticed that with pigeons is the softer birds, the feathers are more pliable. So it's not a stiff, violent roll, which creates a smoother roll. You know what I'm saying? A smoother, more fluent roll. And when birds roll like that, man, it's like they're more eager to perform. It just seems that way. I'm gonna say without any tricks, just set in there. And you also got select for those kind of birds, no matter what color they are. Purple with a green head, blue wings, and a black tail. If you give them traits, that's what you want. So right now I'm an airplane going over. Just pause, just hold on for a minute and be passing in a few. I'm 3 blocks away from where I was at first when I was 8:30. Okay, we good. So I'm just 1 block west of where I was and three blocks over. I'm right same neighborhood. I could never throw a football from here to my backyard. But anyway, so be stocked for them birds that feathers pliable. They have to be stiff. And most of the guys these days around here are in the kick competition, right? So why are we still trying to breed the fastest pigeon in the kick competition thing? We're not breeding the hardest worker. Birds want to work together, even if they're a couple of notches off the fastest bird. I mean, we gotta be a little smart with this. So if you got a family of birds that's dominant in recessive red, but the recessive reds are not your best birds, come on, you need to reevaluate. I'm just saying, you need to reevaluate. So right now, I'm in the process right now of restoring my collective rolling right now. So what I'm doing is taking my birds right now that throw the high precision collecting rollers, and I'm putting them birds together. And I'm bringing in some birds too. I'm bringing in some Mike Walden birds for that, help with that. Yes, which is jacking that base, which still right to the stuff I brought in anyway. So it's all good. So I got a cock that was bred by Jeff Young. That's off a pair of Mike Walden birds. He worked great. So we know he worked. Now I took one of my hens to the twins' house, and my cocks to the twins' house. Let them breed it, and I got a bird, and they working just like I thought they would. So I'm just gonna work with that for right now. But I didn't base none of it on color. It's based on the line of birds and the work rate the birds showed, portrayed. And so far it's a grizzle, what most people call strawberry red grizzle, not the recessive red grizzle like models and spangles, the other red grizzles like red check grizzle or ash red grizzle, so people won't get all. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now, bringing those birds in. So let me show you real quick. So this is one of the cocks I bring in right here. And let you see this cock. This little dark check mark cock with white flights. He's on my ash right here, which is a known and my friend producer for hard-working, kit-sensitive pigeons. I'll put these two together. Already a proven producer. And it's the Mike Walden bird. Came out as kid. Choo Choo had this one. So I'm doing this mating, fly these babies, and see if they retain what I expect. So that's one of the things I'm doing right there. All right. So that's one of the cocks I bring in. Well, it's actually only 2 cocks here right now. My hen is not here, but she'll be here for next season. But if I go into a loft, I'll show you the one Jeff Young raised. The cock Jeff Young raised is this guy right here. This red goes a cock right here. He's already thrown me some really good ones already. Already throwing some. So we'll see what he give me for this year. This year. Well, they won't be able to see. I won't be able to see them until next year because they'll be getting late. Just hope I don't lose them. Just get them up and get them flying. So that's just to give you an idea what I brought in and why I brought it in, because it has the traits that I'm going for already. Just gonna add it with the ones I already have and throw them to get a higher percentage of birds like that. And that's how I'm doing that. So, but still, you know what's ironic about this whole conversation is? My 2 best smoke birds, which should be 66, no, it was 3, but the 2 main ones that's involved in what I'm doing now. There's 66 and 209. Their father came from Sam Smith. It's not the family birds he have now, It's the older family with the Bob Scott stuff, some Jerry Higgins, old Jerry Higgins, Bob stuff, Lee Meyer, that kind of stuff involved. That's irony. That's ironic to me. And guess what? He's a blue check. And also dispelled that other myth about Pearl Eye on Pearl Eye. Because he was Pearl Eye and Smoke was a Pearl Eye pigeon. They do some of the hardest working birds I think I've ever bred and flown. Which is the reason why I am where I'm at right now with the smoke birds, because of them. For real. So, blue check on blue check through those birds. So, and hard working, frequent, never quit pigeons. Pearl Eye to Pearl Eye. Didn't fly high. People who know my birds in back in the day, they never flew high. They flew right in your face the whole time. So, that's irony. But me and Sam talked about that bird. I don't think he used that stuff anymore. But he talked about, he bred it because it was been the LBRC SS band number 100. The year I think was 90, it was either 93 or 92. No, it wasn't even that old. It was an 89 because Smoke was a 90. He was older than Smoke. So he was an 89. LBRC SS 89 band number 100 to Smoke. He was Smoke's mate, and they made the best smoke birds I ever flew. So don't get misconstrued, everybody. Blue checker does not make your birds faster or stable. It does not make them like that way, unless those parameters were set with whoever cultivated the blue check birds you're using. Red does not make your birds frequent or deep unless it was cultivated and set in the family by whoever cultivated or bred them birds. That's it. Simple as I can put it. Soft feather birds don't always roll slow. They don't always roll smooth. No one color rolls correct all the time. No bird rolls correct every single time. It's not going to happen. To say that, be saying it's a machine. A machine will perform every way, the same way every time, because that's all it can do, because it's set and it's built just like that. When it's not performing the way it should perform, it's probably from the self-destruct and mess up somewhere, break down. And we have pigeons, feather, blood, bone. That's it. Nobody can do the same thing every single time. So if they're fast as a 10, they're not gonna roll 10 every day. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. Some days they're not gonna roll. Some days they might do a few flips. Just how it is. So, with all that being said, just don't be misconstrued. It was not an attack. It was on Sam. It was just so you guys won't think, oh, if I gotta do breed recessive red to my birds, they get deep and frequent. No, that's not how it works. Sorry, like he said with his family. With my family, there's no one color responsible for nothing. No. Heck no. No one. No. It's the combination of birds I use. It's the birds that does it, not the color of the birds. It might be a black. It might be a white bird. It just happen to be a specific color. That's all. It's not like, okay, my red birds are more frequent. No. Like I can fly my birds two kits now. You can see every color frequent, every color about the same. All colors, red check, blue check, whites, blacks, black, white, flight, pepperheads, grizzles. I mean, they all bred to the same thing. I need all of them to give me the same thing. So that's it. No personal attack. Don't get it wrong. It's not like an argument. It's a dead disagreement. Because I heard that you have to add recessive red to get frequency and depth. That's what I heard. Maybe I didn't hear it correctly. Maybe not. If I am, I apologize. That's me. But that's what I heard. And I want you guys to think that's how it is. That's not how it is. I'm just saying. So with that being said, we're going to end this now. So Keith London. This right here is KO Phoenix Rollers, and also for my roller agenda listeners. What we're gonna do? What's the motto? We're gonna select the birds. We're gonna breed from those birds selected. We're gonna fly the birds off the birds. We bred off those birds selected. Then we're gonna select other birds from those birds. And we're gonna keep repeating that over and over. Keith London, out. Peace.